I really want to like Cyber Shadow. I want to run around my neighborhood shouting to the sky and singing its praises. I want to tell you that it is a great game in the spirit of Ninja Gaiden or The Messenger, and you should stop everything you're doing right now and play it. But I can't. Before I review its shortcomings, let's get the good out of the way. I played the PC version, so the frame rate, graphics, and general sturdiness of the game are on point. It hasn't crashed or has any performance problems. It runs great. The graphics took me back to a time when games were stored on a cartridge. The sprites look great, and the general feel and style are perfect. If you're as old as me, you may get flashbacks of games like Shatterhand, Journey to Silius, Ninja Gaiden, Shadow of the Ninja, Contra 3, Blaster Master, and others from the 8-bit era. The sounds and music are like they were literally pulled from the NES library, and some of them are extremely satisfying. The music is made up of small bits and pieces from 8 and 16-bit chip tunes that have been used for decades. All of it has good melodies, and I found myself singing the tunes regularly even after taking a short break from the game. They even use music to build tension before a boss, like on stage 4, and even use silence to give you an uneasy feeling, like during one of the game's scripted moments. All of these things are really good, but my biggest issue with the game are the little gameplay and design flaws that make the game hard to love. Even the music has small issues if you listen, like with the editing of the Stage 4 theme. When starting out, you can jump and attack, and that's it. No fancy slide, dash, or wall climbing abilities. All of these types of abilities are earned as you progress. It makes for a few dull first stages, but as you unlock more moves, it makes for more gamer swag moments. What they don't tell you is that using a move without any SP still does the move without the strength of the fully powered up one. This made for some confusion midway through the game when trying to get to a lower or higher area. There is a checkpoint system where you can spend currency to unlock SP, recovery, or special weapons. This currency is found throughout the stages in various receptacles. The general control of the game is fine and it feels pretty good, but there are some annoying things that get in the way. The lower parts of the hitbox can be problematic on some of the bosses, and the knockback as well, when it can easily stun you and knock you back enough to ruin your momentum or knock you into a carefully placed pit of spikes. I feel that the general flow of the selectable stages is ruined by overzealous level designers or perhaps a miscommunication in stage design. I thought this game was going to be a fast-paced Ninja Gaiden style game, but it actually was designed for a slower pace. Most of my early frustrations were due to having to get rid of my speedrunner mentality and just gradually move through stages a bit reserved. This is far more Blaster Master than Ninja Gaiden. There are some stages that can be moved through really quickly, like stage 1 and 3. Stage 4 is probably the most balanced of these early stages with an average yet brisk pace. There are a few issues with checkpoints being too far apart, but it doesn't happen very often. Stage 2, however, is horrible, at least on your first playthrough. But even on my second playthrough, I ran into several issues. There are so many little annoying bugs, tanky enemies, and stage hazards. It seems like something is always getting in my way of enjoying the stage or moving forward through it. There's just so much going on, the stage is so busy. Do you really need this many little acid jets here? The stage often feels more like a puzzle game than an action ninja game. In general, I just think it needed a little more time in the stage design oven. Now, it is important to note that a lot of this footage is from my second playthrough, and I am a better player now. As you get better, you find workarounds to many of the problems you faced in your early playthrough, but even on my second time, I ran into similar issues with one-hit kill spikes and enemy placements on this elevator section. There is a story, but it's nothing special, and you're not playing this for the story anyway. They will show cutscenes and scripted moments, as well as flashbacks where you have to complete the tasks to unlock new abilities. At least the cutscenes are skippable, and these moments don't drag on too long. The bosses start off easy and get tougher. Some of them are pretty easily to just tank some of the hits and defeat them, but some of them could use a few less gimmicks. The Stage 4 boss is your typical dragon coming out of the water, where you wait for him to emerge and then finally hit him. But there's this gimmick where you constantly have to destroy enemies in the area so that they will form platforms for you to stand on. It's also hard to know where or when the dragon will come up. If you are working too hard to make platforms, you may miss the dragon completely. He may show up on the other side of the screen. Also, when jumping up to hit the dragon, you will often get hit by its weird hitbox if you jump a little too high. The game also has a small issue with invincibility frames, so if you get hit by a long section of the dragon, you may get hit twice. By the third or fourth attempt, I was having double hit PTSD. Also, the splash animation when you hit the water is just a little too long, and you have to wait for your character to surface again before being able to jump out of the water. I don't know if this is intentional, but it is quite annoying. A few other things could be improved, like the parry system that is introduced later in the game. It doesn't always work, and when it does, it's not very satisfying. Also, they want you to parry with the directional button, but to get it to work consistently, I had to double tap to compensate. It's pretty awkward. Ultimately, Cyber Shadow is a passionate project with good intentions that is hindered by many small flaws. I feel that it's not as enjoyable as it should be. I am often disappointed not by my own shortcomings, but by the strange design issues. This isn't a bad game, and I believe the $20 price tag is fine, at least for PC. If you can ignore the smaller things and push past them, or get better at the game and learn how to work around them, then you will enjoy this more. Maybe I'm just some old elitist gamer, but I want this game to be a little bit better. I don't feel that the game is ruined because of these design issues, but they definitely keep this one from the greatness it deserves. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like or even hitting that subscribe button. It'll really help me out a lot. This is Dan T from Twisted Banana Productions. Thanks for watching.